Hey, welcome to another Valley Forged. And today we're talking about the best beginner laser. And, it's kind of an informal video. I was watching the videos on the best beginner laser and I just felt like they were outdated and they just needed more information. If I was a beginner getting into lasers, which are the greatest thing ever, I mean, this video literally could change your life. Lasers have changed mine. I had no idea that I was just going to fall for them like I did. And now I can wake up every day and that's all I think about. That's why I started this channel. They are just simply amazing. And if you want to get into lasers and you like and subscribe and all that, I have lots of videos on every topic and we'll be going over every topic. There are almost countless things you could do with a laser. A lot of people think, oh, you just engrave coasters or something like that. Well, yeah, I do that a lot. In fact, that's a job that I was actually just doing before making this video. For Stanford, I got a job doing that. But for me, that is actually very rare. I like to make things that are more creative for myself, that I sell myself. And it is so rewarding waking up every day and you think, oh, what am I going to make today? I mean, years ago, I saw a wooden purse of all freaking things, and I was like, I'm making that. And I spent the next week learning how to make that, changing the design, creating it. Why does it need to exist? I have no idea. I just had to make it. It's that sort of thing, and it's just been that sort of journey now for years. But you got to start somewhere. And that's what we're talking about today. Things have changed so much and they will continue to change. So that's one part. That's the first thing I'm going to tell you about this video. You're watching it today. What is today? Tuesday, May 23rd, 2023. So by May 24th, 2023, things are going to change. So you're going to have to realize, that whatever I say today, the prices are going to change. The way lasers work is going to change. So I'm going to try to just give you some basic overviews. Like the first thing, like say when you buy a computer or anything else, the salesman asks you what question? What are you going to use it for? That is the bottom line. If you want to get into lasers, you first need to at least have some idea of what you want to do with it. Even if it's just play around and have fun, you just kind of got to know. And at the same time, you got to have a budget. Now, that's where I'm going to begin this video by saying, if you've only got a couple $100, maybe you'll want to save up and just go ahead and get something a little better. I think you're just going to like it so much more. If you can find a 10 watt at the time of watching this that has decent reviews for the price that you're looking for, and it's $200-300, great. I think that's a good way to start. I think that there are a few approaching that right now, but really look into what it takes to set it up. Watch a video on it. Don't just watch this video. Watch other videos on beginner lasers and the ones that you're looking at. Try to make a good decision based on these criteria that I'm about to mention. One is setting it up. A lot of these lasers are just not ready for prime time. And I bet you if you look right now at the Atom Stack, I think it's A10 or X7. I had one. I sent it back. It was so crazy weird to build. And it just wasn't for me, right? You can go back to my videos breaking up with my Atom Stack. A lot of them are going to be like that. They're very counterintuitive. They're made for people who are used to CNCs and different 3D printers and things that really understand how to put together complex things that weren't really made for the general public. So my first suggestion is get a minimum of 10 watts so that you can do a lot of different things. And things you can do with a 10 watt laser, of course you can do wood. I'm going to say 1/8 inch hardwood, you have to do a couple passes, but you can do a lot. But it's mostly when you're talking about wood is getting into engraving, which is really cool. And if you're thinking about doing a lot of engraving, I highly suggest you go over to Louisiana Hobby Guy. His name is Rich, and he has a great channel in teaching you everything about the program Lightburn, which is probably what you're going to use, and everything about how to do engraving really well. And he understands using a 10-watt laser. This is his preference. And what a 10-watt laser can do that the larger ones can't is really going to be your dot size and how you can do engraving and pictures and things like that. So although it is the lower end of what I'm saying to buy, it could be the best thing for you if that's what you're looking to do. Other things that it does super, super well. You can cut cardstock. I've made so many things, like gift cards and greeting cards and layered things out of paper that you would be really surprised that you can do with a laser. Business cards, etc. Leather. A 10-watt laser is amazing at leather. I have several videos on this subject. You can go into it, look at all the different, leather wallets. I make Italian leather wallets with a 10-watt laser. Doesn't even use half the power, and it cuts super cleanly, no char on the ends. If you want to work with leather, 10-watt laser is a good way to go. You can etch on glass, you can etch on metal, etc., etc. I don't really get into that too much, but those are the basic things that I think about. You can make your own boxes. I made it as the picture I showed you. I made the boxes, I made the cards, made the flowers. You can do all that easily on a 10-watt laser. It's not going to be super fast on most things, but literally, I also mentioned in the last video, sometimes a 10-watt laser is actually faster than a 20-watt laser or even 35, when engraving something, say like a coaster, because the head on the larger lasers are so big that they can't really move that fast, or at least they couldn't in the past. Now you're going to have to get a much more expensive one to do that. So what you can run is a faster speed on the 10-watt laser and get it done in a faster amount of time. So there are lots of reasons to have a 10-watt laser. And the first one I'm going to recommend is this Burn Lab A10. Now, of course, pay attention to price. I would like to see this a bit lower, and it may end up being there. This is the easiest laser I've ever seen to put together. It was absolutely amazing. I couldn't believe it was already built when I finished it. And I've put together a lot of lasers, never seen anything like it. So if you're somebody who just, is not technical and you don't want to deal with a lot, you don't want to deal with air assist and all these other things. And for most things that you use a 10-watt laser for, air assist isn't even helpful. And I don't use it for leather. So as this thing sits, it is a very usable laser and it's very easy to put together. The downsides of the Burn Lab is just accessories and more things that you can do with it as far as like extensions and things like that. But most people aren't going to use any of those things. So if you want something basic to learn with, and the lasers are changing so fast that you think, hey, I'm going to get this because it's expandable. But then by the time that you're ready to expand it, better lasers have come out. There's lots of other things and ones that you would rather have. So that's something to think about, because my other suggestion would be always pay attention to Acer. Right now, this is a little expensive, I think, for a 10-watt laser, but I've seen sales on their site. It's way less. I think this one you can get way less. You see, this comes with the roller here and the air assist and everything. So, of course, you're paying a little bit more. The nice thing about going with Acer, and I'm going to mention them pretty much in every category, is they're a well-built laser, and you have all of the accessories that you can put with it. And that's kind of the big reason. X-Tool is also a good way to go. They just tend to be more expensive, but just pay attention. You got a 17 by 17 inch working area. Once you put the extension on it, you can make really big things. It's up to you what you want to do. And I would definitely pay attention to Acer. in every category, but I'm going to say in the 10 watt. But I'm going to say in the 10 watt, great thing to look at when you're looking for something that you can expand. Best overall 10 watt laser. I think Rich Louisiana Hobby Guy is going to agree with me here. That's going to be the Roly Lasermatic 10. This is an everything laser. And for $900, yes, that's steep for a beginner laser, but you're getting everything. A lot of the things that you're going to end up buying anyways. It comes with the honeycomb bed. It the thing where you put your wood on. It's going to make things work a lot better. And as you watch videos, you're going to see people recommend this. I don't ever do any projects without one. It has what's called a linear rail, which is going to be way more precise bearings for that laser head. It has an enclosure, so you're not going to have to worry about smoke getting all over your room, which is also going to make it quieter. It has a camera so that you can literally see where the laser is according to where you put your material on the laser. Just look it up. Look at how this thing is. Rich Louisiana Hobby Guy did a video on it. This is the best overall beginner laser, in my opinion, if you have the money and you want a 10 watt laser. And for engraving, this is going to be great. And of course, they have Facebook groups and all this kind of thing, but also I know that the customer service is probably second to none. So you can go to the website. I just looked it up on Amazon, and literally they don't even have them anymore. So you're going to have to go to the website for that. But it does seem like a killer deal, and you can do a lot of stuff with it. So let's get on to the 20 watt. You say, okay, well, I want to do a lot more than engraving. I want to do cutting and maybe even a small business. You see, I run a small business off of 20 watt diode lasers. And I do mostly cutting. I do some engraving, but it's mostly cutting. And I use 1/8 inch hardwoods. I use 1/4 inch hardwoods. And these suckers are running all day long. And what I've found, and I was totally surprised because looking at it, it just doesn't look like anything that great. In fact, when I got it in the mail, I was like, kind of looks like the Atom Stack. I doubt it's going to be that great. This longer Ray 520 has blown me away, and I have sent emails to the owner, the manufacturers about this because I can't believe it. Of all the lasers I've tested, it just consistently, every single time, cuts perfectly. It works perfectly. I never waste any wood. It's just a simple laser that does what it says it's going to do. And so I have to give it a little praise for that. This is not sponsored. Nothing I'm talking about in this video am I making money from. I'm just letting you know what I think. And out of the lasers I've worked with, I'm very impressed. Now, of course, look at price and then also remember about expandability. This particular laser isn't that expandable. So if you know, hey, I need an extension, hey, I'm going to need this or that, see what available accessories are with this laser and make sure it's going to do what you want. But wow, what a powerhouse. I mean, I just did a show a few weeks ago and I sold thousands of dollars worth of stuff, and all of that was made on this laser. What a workhorse. So I won't beat that to death anymore. I just wanted to let you know I'm impressed with it. Does that mean it would be my first choice for you as a beginner? I'm still going to probably say the Acer P20. If you're thinking, hey, I'm going to want to have accessories, I want the ability to expand it and upgrade it and things like that, just pay attention to the price. Right now with a $300 coupon, this is $1,000. And this is going to be a great workhorse, just like I mentioned with the longer. If you go to the Clack Shack, you see that he's mainly working with this laser right here. And he's built his enclosure. He's got the extension. You can do some really amazing, huge work with this Acer. Yes, they've just come out with a L2. This is the next generation of the Acer, but I want you to pay attention to that and see, is that really what I need? Especially as a beginner. are those things that are even that much, for the price difference? Is that really what I want to do? I will be reviewing the new Acer series when it comes out, the L235. Some people have the 24 already. And I'll be letting you know everything. I'm going to do a whole month of videos on it. But that's a $1,700 laser. A lot of the features that it have really aren't for beginners. I think this is a great way to go. Just pay attention to the price. If you can pick one of these up for a price that you feel is good, I would absolutely do it. Right now at $1,000, if you know you don't want extensions or accessories or things like this, Longer has just come out with a 30-watt laser, and that one's on sale right now for $1,000. Now, if you buy it straight from Longer, you don't pay taxes, and it's free shipping. So it's going to take 10 days or something to get to you, but this seems like a really good deal. I'm hoping, I'm actually going to make a video on this, probably my next video. And hopefully I'll get one of these in so that I can talk about it with you. But again, the only reason I even bring it up is because I was so impressed by the last Longer that I had that it literally worked all day today. If I know that I need something done, I end up going to that Longer, and there's something to be said for that. But Acer, fantastic machine, and I do recommend you always pay attention to that one. There is nothing wrong with the X-Tool 20-watt laser. Usually it's more money. If I had to pick one or the other, I would still pick the Acer even for the same price. But I think they are somewhat neck and neck. And there's many other super great lasers. I just reviewed the Whizmaker. That was a great laser. Very easy to set up. Very solid machine. So there are many great ways to go. You just got to do your research and go with what feels right for you. But if you watch a review from, say, Clack Shack or me or Louisiana Hobby Guy, we're going to tell you what's up. I don't know that I can't vouch for every reviewer out there, but pay attention. If you hear one of the reviewers say something that they're not happy with, there's a good chance that that's a real issue. Even way back, I bought an Adams. My first big laser that I bought was Ortour Lasermaster 3. Now, that thing had issues. Now, I watched Louisiana Hobby Guy's video on that laser, and I had the same issues that he talked about. I kind of didn't want to listen because, I saw that laser and I just wanted it so bad and just, got me going. If I just would have paid attention, I probably would have went with something else. But I made lots of great videos on it, and you can go watch them. I guess that's the great thing that came out about it. So now, would you go over 20 watts? There's the 35, the 36, the 40 watt. I'm going to say no as a beginner. I just don't think that they're ready for prime time for a beginner at this point. We may look into the 36 watt Acer that I have coming as soon as it's ready, and I will let you know if that is beginner friendly. But I think they're a bit untested as far as, are they good for just overall use? There's gonna be a lot of things you just can't do as well. Engraving is one of them. So let me get back to you on that. But as it stands right now, I would say just go to the 20 watt. There's so much that you can do with it as a beginner. You will see, do you fall in love with it or not? If you don't, you haven't spent as much money. So is there anywhere you can go above this? Well, I can't do this video without talking about Glowforge. This is a great beginner laser, and I know so many people who have bought them. They're very happy with them. This is a beginner laser. Now, there is a lot of other desktop lasers that you can get. As it stands right now, I'm going to say they are not beginner friendly. If you're not willing to dig in and do a lot of learning and adjusting mirrors, learning how to do all sorts of things, I would not suggest getting a desktop laser other than the Glowforge. Now, the P2 did just come out from X-Tool. If you don't want to get the accessories, and you don't care about doing curved and all this sorts of thing, that might actually end up being a pretty good beginner laser. But once again, that's like $4,000. And the reason why I said that is because if you want to learn how to use the accessories and do extra things on that they show in their videos, that is going to be very difficult. It is not nearly as easy as they say. I have done several videos on this and you can watch that. But as just a standalone desktop laser, it is probably very, very capable and nice to have. So pay attention to the price for that. I don't usually recommend Glowforge as the price is really high for what you get. But the thing is that every other laser near that category is going to take up so much more time and effort to learn how to do. You're going to have to learn how to use it and fix it and do all these things with it, cool it all. Whereas Glowforge, you're going to set it up and you probably be working within, not within a few minutes or an hour, you'll probably be making something. So that's where the Glowforge comes in. And we are doing a video about beginning and best beginner laser. And so I have to mention it. So yeah, I know this is a bit informal and all over the place, and I definitely didn't cover every subject. So if you're a beginner and you're looking to get a laser and you're confused about anything I talked about, feel free to leave a comment and I will get back to you. And if there's specific things you want to know, just write and let me know. I may make a video on it. I may just explain it to you. We'll see, but I'm here to help you love lasers because being somebody who just enjoys this so much, I definitely want to expand that to others. So thank you for listening. I hope I did this some justice, and I will see you in the next one. All right. Love y'all.